best. Alright. Now it's in the gun. I'm let you go. That's what it's at, dude. This is motherfucker. Right here, you scratch your left ass, I'll scratch my right ass. There we go. Wrong one. There we go.
Damn it, Josh. What the heck are you, man? Hey Josh, where you at? What do you mean it's gonna be 10 minutes? You were just right behind me, man. Alright, man, I'll see you when you get here. Barbara! What the fuck, man? Smells like lemons. I appreciate you coming and doing the show tonight.
No
Can't believe you're gonna show up.
I know, it's odd, isn't it?
Yeah. Have a great night. Hey man, see you next week for next week's show.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, awesome, dude. Later. The fuck, Eric? The fuck are you doing here, man? Fucking Farva, man. What about Farva? Fucking knocked me out. You tied me up and put me in here. Dude, just get me out of here. Come on. Farva, man. Oh, this is what I want on the fucking show. This is not funny.
Welcome back to CfourfourC. Whatever, man. Whatever. Josh. My co-host Eric is back after some technical difficulties last week.
I don't want to discuss this.
Okay. Calm down. Okay. This week we're reviewing Olympus Has Fallen, and with us today we have a special guest. The President of the United States has decided to join us, President Schofield.
Good day, my fellow Americans.
I personally loved the movie. I didn't see a downside to it.
I liked it. I did not like the first half of the movie. Apparently there were issues with the saving the people out of the car wreck when the First Lady was killed. I heard some disgruntled comments about that. That's in the trailer. They know that.
Well, my thing, like, I agree with you on some extent. What I don't get is there's like 5 cars. Each one has 4 people. But when the stuff happens, there's like 3 guys there.
Well, the one car got thrown off first.
Okay, that still leaves.
There was
like
only 4
people.
cars. The first car got knocked off the bridge first. The second car was hanging over. So the driver and the passenger were stuck in the front seat. I don't know what happened with the people in the 4th car, but in the 3rd car there was only 3 Secret Service people, but there were 4 people because one was opening one side of the door, one was trying to open the other side of the door, and 2 were holding it down. So where the other was there just one guy in the last car? That doesn't make any sense.
That's what I'm saying.
That's because personally, I always prefer to travel with much more security.
You know what? One of them might have been watching the kid.
They were the one with Gerard Butler was watching the thing. Speaking right
So
quick,
that's -1 right there. So there's 2 from the back car.
I just got to say this. I'm sorry. We usually do the reviews, but I have to say this. Gerard Butler, by some chance, if you ever stumble across this, for the love of God, no more comedies, no more love stories. You stick with action. I don't care what anyone says. Dude? All your best movies are action movies. Everything else just kind of fell to the wayside. I had to throw that out. I'm sorry.
He's trying to throw a little variety into his repertoire.
He's ruining his repertoire.
Everyone's got. Look, you know what? They don't have that conversation with The Rock about the Disney movies.
Don't. No.
I went there.
You know
I went there. He did this cliche-ful 3. Okay, anyways, so
moving on. Morgan Freeman.
as far as this movie, I just have some beefs right quick, and these are some spoilers, I know. But you pretty much know most of this already because the movie is kind of called Olympus Has Fallen. So while the Koreans, and you know that already if you're halfway intelligent, take the White House, for some reason, as they're running across the White House lawn, Secret Service... Whoa! Seriously? Seriously, guys?
Dude, take it.
Calm
Take it down a notch. Just going for my cigarettes.
Negative.
Okay, anyways, as Secret Service, as the Koreans were crossing the yard, Secret Service actually run out of the White House into the open field to begin combat with the Koreans. Okay, my first thing is, Secret Service are supposed to be like best of the best. Why in the fuck were they leaving a covered position to attack an enemy who was, you know, basically willing to take the bullets and charging them like suicide bombers? What the hell was that about? Or when they were running out of the door and they brought the 50 cal and they were shooting the 50 cal at the front door of the White House. Okay, I get the first 6 running out because they didn't know it was firing, but why do the other like 40 continue to run out of the front fucking door? They're running into fire like,
They thought
I'll
they
stop
ran out of
him.
You know,
The guys in the back are like, they died, I better go out. What the f was that?
if we're going off straight technicalities like this, I'm maybe a little bit of a spoiler. I don't remember all the trailers. How the heck did that plane get from North Korea to DC and no warnings went up?
Better question yet, how is it labeled with the United States Air Force call signs and crap, you know? And then, seriously, only 2 jets and they fly side by side and they got murked so quickly that it was like, why'd you even bother?
There's a giant thing in the actual storyline and the plot. I don't want to really say anything because it is a huge spoiler alert, but I want to discuss this later. Well, okay. They never actually explained why the dude was there.
No,
they gave him his purpose. They gave him what he was doing.
Trying to get them to remove them from the demilitarized zone so that North Korea could take over South Korea.
He wasn't
and make
related
it one
to
country.
either one of the. He wasn't related to Korea.
Yes,
Why would
they
he
did
be
say
doing
that. I don't understand that. Yeah, because
he was a freelance.
His
but he
father
wasn't
was
with it.
excommunicated, or his father was assassinated in North Korea, and they were forced to leave North Korea. And his mother was killed while crossing the border by stepping on an American landmine. That's where I get the end part, the Cerebus part. But I don't get why he wanted to unite Korea as a country. That didn't make any sense. You think he would hate North Korea for killing his father and forcing them to cross the border and getting his mother killed?
It was an American mine. My thing is,
But still, I mean,
like my thing is
inciting incident.
my thing. How did one person do what the entire United States military couldn't?
Right? You know?
That's my one thing. This hundreds of Secret Service agents. You can explain this to me later. Hundreds of Secret Service agents just manhandled, and one guy who's working in the Treasury next door just strolls in.
Well, he wasn't working in the Treasury because he wasn't a badass.
I know.
He was working in the Treasury because the president wanted to see him because it reminded him of his dead wife.
That's enough of the spoilers. Morgan Freeman, I think, did
He was president again. I think this was
temporarily
his second time to be the president.
and every time he's president, he
Second or
kicks
third time?
ass.
This is
I
third
say
time. Third time I think he was the president in the movie.
Morgan Freeman needs to actually be the
I
president.
know. I'm beginning to think there's a trend
Morgan
going
Freeman
there.
run.
He's
I would
trying
vote.
to do the Ronald Reagan. He's like, if I play the president enough,
Don't
maybe
look
the
at
people-
me like that. He would kick your ass in the balls.
you got a little competition.
Morgan Freeman was the only person to play president in that film that actually shows how difficult being a president can be.
He actually seemed like smart too. He outsmarted
was
Aaron Eckhart's president, who was like, "Go ahead, betray your country," because that bothered me about the Cerebus codes. If I was one of only 3 people and I was given a code like that, I don't care what the fucking president says.
I'm biting my tongue.
I'm dying before I reveal that code. You know, it's not happening. I don't get it. You know, and he's like, "Go ahead, they're never gonna get mine." Seriously? What the shit was that? Would you do that?
To be fully honest, for our country, I would have rather had you die than tell you to
Exactly.
give up the service code.
But if I was at that position, I would rather die than give up the code and betray the country too. I mean, I look at it like the general dude, which made no sense that he would even tell the code because he's hardcore general. He's probably been in the army 60 years.
In his defense, he was told to tell it.
Yeah, I don't care. He's balls to the walls. He's taking the knife to the throat. You know. The secretary of whatever that chick was, who she got punched once.
Secretary of Defense.
And she's bleeding from the mouth profusely from one punch. Did y'all notice that too?
One kick to the stomach.
One
and
kick
she was
and
throwing up.
he didn't even
blood.
kick her that hard. It was like, wasn't even that hard of a kick.
Koreans,
He got no
we
leg
all know
behind
martial
it.
arts. We are all
He got
kung fu masters.
he got no leg behind it. He got maybe 3 feet. It was like the 1-inch punch from Bruce Lee, but it was like the 1-inch kick from Rick Young. Didn't make any sense.
Why
I'm
did
just-
every single
Ricky.
one of them have a magical pocket knife that they pulled out anytime they got into a fight?
Right? Because Gerard Butler just magically has knives he's pulling
The
out.
pocket knife flew out more
Looks
than
like V for
bullets.
Vendetta coming out of there. Just knives out of everywhere. He didn't have
When
that
did
many
the
pockets.
freaking White House turn into an armory? Did you know that? And I'm not just talking about
Well, that
the
makes sense for Secret Service.
I'm not talking about the weapons inside. I'm talking about like the freaking anti-missiles that came up on the freaking roof.
Oh, I don't doubt that they actually have something like that. Why would they not have a sand battery on top of the building?
I'm actually not allowed to discuss
They
that.
probably have 2. What do you mean? One,
I
you know?
believe-
One on each side just in case.
Again, then Rick Young. Is that what I was right? Young?
Rick, I think it's Y-U-N-E. Wick.
You
Whatever.
Mr. Rick did an amazing job as a bad guy.
Yeah, he was pretty good as a bad
Although I
guy.
cannot get over, I'm not sure. I think it was him in Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, that was him. He was
DK.
DK in Tokyo Drift.
I enjoyed him in this, and I enjoyed him in that. He's amazing.
You know, I don't know who played the General Clegg or whatever his name was. But man, real or not, I want to beat that general down, dude. For reals. I gotta give props. That was probably my favorite part of the movie was when Morgan Freeman looks at him and he goes, "I'm the acting president of the United States, and you will shut up unless I ask you for it. You know, you will not speak until I ask you a question." That was nice.
I love
Totally
all
put him
the
in his place.
one-liners.
What's up?
That movie was just laced with one-liners.
It
and they were
was
perfect.
surprisingly.
I liked it. It's
Just play a
scribbled on
game
there.
of fuck off. You go first.
Yeah. Like this movie had, in my opinion, I liked it all the way through, and there's plenty of action. There's enough story and emotional content to where you can sit there and see something where everyone falls in and why they're doing what they're doing.
They had
And-
some things that I honestly didn't make sense though.
What?
Like the wife, okay? I can see at the beginning, but the middle parts of the movie, why was that put in there? Couldn't have done without it.
I can see where you're coming from on that
Could've
point.
done
I
without it.
completely understand with that. I still think it was there for a reason. I can't think of one off the top of my head right now.
I figured out why they didn't allow this as a Die Hard movie.
Oh yeah, he's been hell bent for the last
I'm telling you.
month since he's
I'm
heard
telling
the
you.
trailer.
You put an
Die Hard
elevator
6.
scene. You put an elevator scene in this movie where he's killing guys, and it's a Die Hard movie. It's got everything else.
Perfect
I
connection.
cannot argue with it.
It's almost exactly like Die Hard 1. Well, not exactly, but anyway.
I'm just saying, I liked
Very
it.
close similarities.
Um,
So we've been blathering on, but the president here hasn't really said anything. What do you think about the movie?
I actually found the movie to be fantastic, though, to be fair, every single member of my secret forces is exactly like Gerard Butler. There is no one man who could do what Gerard Butler did, but there is an army of men. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Two of which are directly behind me.
should I just
Hands aside.
this is worse
Something
than a
happened
nicotine
recently?
patch. Holy crap!
Did something recently happen that you guys seem like you're a little on edge?
Ren and Stimpy, take it down. All right.
Technically, we're not allowed to really divulge the secret of the 2 Secret Service agents behind
Jesus.
us. Some kind of a confidentiality thing they made us write, but apparently they're making themselves well known in the episode here.
You are supposed to be ambiance. You're just supposed to be in the background.
All right, back to the movie. As you were saying, Mr. President,
Salt and pepper back
As I was
there.
saying,
Army of Gerard Butler.
army of Gerard Butlers, every single person can fight just as well as Gerard Butler can, and I'm a hell of a lot better of a president than Morgan Freeman. Just
Oh!
for the record.
He wasn't the
Wow.
president. He was the Speaker of the House.
He was acting president.
And he did a badass job.
He did better than Aaron Eckhart.
He did
I
the best
cannot
job
argue.
that he could. I will allow him that.
I was waiting for the surprise twist that he called, like he's like, I need to speak to the Russians, the Chinese, the British, the whatever, and in that order, I was thinking he was kind of calling like, yeah, we're going to remove our fleet, and then we're going to nuke North Korea, just giving you guys a heads up. I thought, seriously, that
Pull
was
the
what was going to
trigger.
happen, right?
I was expecting something. I was expecting something like
Or
that.
when he finally pulled everyone out, I was expecting like the Russians and the British to move in, which I thought would have been effing hilarious. Like we move our fleet out, and then a Russian fleet moves in. They're like, the Americans are moving out.
The Russians are moving
in. Wait, what's going on? The Russians are moving in. What? Or maybe even do the fake pull out and tell all the news media that they're pulling out, and then get them to believe that everyone's leaving, and they're
You
really
sound
not.
like what I tell my ex-girlfriends.
So, you're not supposed to laugh at that, Mr. President.
I'm not supposed to do a lot of things I do in my spare time.
So how would you have handled the situation differently if you were in that situation and Gerard Butler was
To be fully honest, we actually have policies in place to where, should a situation ever occur, is that I'm to not be fought for. I'm actually to be left for dead.
Do you have a
So to
cyanide
speak.
capsule on you? Like, are you ready? Just like, if
I didn't know you were in the CIA.
Just,
Well, like I said, what I do in my spare time is none of your business. So, I would rather die for my country than have hundreds of people come at our White House for my protection and die as this movie foretold, which is completely ridiculous.
it was pretty much bloodshed throughout the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Honestly, if the president
After the
had just
fight.
allowed himself to be killed, and there already was an acting president, so this could have been allowed, this entire movie would have ended in the first 15 minutes.
A lot of their twists they were predictable. You can see it, and you just knew it was coming.
So, did you see the Dylan McDermott? Did you see his character being the traitor? And then, did you see him? Did you see him turning back so quickly?
That was a huge
Spoiler.
You know it.
We have to get you a sign.
I saw it.
Jesus.
Whatever, man. It was that stupid. I was like, and then it was
Sorry for any of those.
like, why even have him do it if you're not even going to make it a huge plot piece?
My biggest thing was that.
Seriously, I think I'm in trouble.
This is spoiler for those because they're lighting. But I think my biggest beef with everything was when everything was going down and they were trying to get the president into the bunker, and he invited the South Koreans to go with him. The protocol, I believe, is correct. If the alarms go off, it's you and the important members. No one else except for
people
U.S. citizens
directly involved in the chain of command or protecting the chain of command.
That's
That way
precisely
you don't
right.
have hostage situations. I would assume,
Now, should there actually be a secret bunker under the White House, and I will not admit that there is, nor will I decline the fact, we would never allow someone else of a foreign nation within our within the room.
I can neither confirm nor deny these accusations.
Who killed JFK?
I can neither confirm or deny that I know that fact.
Area 51, true or false?
Come on, tell us. You can tell
Just
us.
give us something.
Come on.
Some people really enjoy to be probed.
Yes! For those who've ever doubted me, you heard it from the president. Aliens exist. I don't care what anyone else says. Ren and Stimpy, no. They exist. I think you just said I'm being hostile. Did you? Freaking...
We're gonna have to wrap this up, guys. I actually have other appointments.
We're gonna have other appointments.
Well, we've got a thing that we do. We've got a couple of things we do. One of the things we do is called the TiVo. And what it is when someone makes a mistake or fails epically, they have to do a TiVo. You know what the TiVo is, right?
Oh, as the president, I have to TiVo quite often.
Anyway, so the TiVo this week, as promised from last week, is going to be
This guy.
this guy for not showing up to do the show.
There's extenuating circumstances. I feel I should not TiVo, but I feel I owe it to everybody.
I just think it's epically funny how he's the one who came up with the TiVo, and he was so proud of the fact that he has never had the TiVo yet. We finally got his TiVo.
You know what? I'm gonna do it.
Not only do we have it, but we made him do it in front of the president.
Yeah, I did it from the president. I did it. I stand by that I shouldn't have had to do it.
Oh, you should have done it.
There was
Priceless moments in life.
I demand comments on if I should or shouldn't have.
So here, we're going to watch the TiVo right quick.
Sorry, Mr. President. Heart of a man.
Mr. President, our second feature that we have is the appropriate time to cuss. I don't have one right now today.
How do you? I have one. I have a very appropriate moment to cuss when a psycho hits you in the back of the head, knocks you out. What the fuck? Seriously, like I don't get it.
Hey Josh, I just
Security!
Good. You know what? Now that I think about it, I do have an appropriate time to cuss right now, and this is for you, Mr. President. What the fuck?